Barbecue for beginners. The #1 mistake beginners make on the grill. Most beginners put everything directly over the fire, and that's why food burns, and that is called direct heat. It's great for burgers, hot dogs, and anything you need to sear. Then we have indirect heat. This is really good for thicker cuts of meat that you need to get up to temperature, and then you can reverse sear over direct heat. And this is done with 2 different zones. Zone 1 being the heat source, and zone 2 being the offset or the indirect cooking area. The rule of thumb goes like this: thin, direct cooking; thick, indirect cooking at first, then direct cooking to finish it off. And if you're cooking really greasy items like a high fat content burger or just some really high fat content steaks or something like that, and you're doing a direct cook over your heat source, often you'll get flare-ups, and sometimes they'll get out of control, especially if that fat content is really high. So with a 2-zone cooking, you can prevent a lot of flare-ups, and it's really, really manageable. And in the event you do get a flare-up over direct cooking, all you have to do is move that protein over away from the coals in your second zone. Now let's get into what both of those look like on a Weber 26-inch kettle. So there's many different ways you can do it, but there's 2 simple ways I use all the time. 1, I bank the coals over to one side without a coal holder, and 2, I bank the coals over to one side with a coal holder. Let's see what that looks like right now. This is an indirect coal basket. And the idea behind it is all of your coal goes right here, and then this is your cooking zone right here. And this gives you 2 different cooking zones, right? And then this is your sear zone or your finishing zone. So you cook your proteins over here until you get to the internal temperature that you would desire, and then you do a reverse sear or a finishing cook right over the coals right here. I like to use a coal chimney to light all of my briquettes, and I like to use it when I'm even doing a lot of my lump coal cooks as well. It's just a super fast way to get these things all nice and hot, and it's really perfect for this type of cooking. So we take that, once it's all lit up and everything nice and hot, we throw it in our coal basket. Then you throw your grill grate right over the top. And this isn't a standard grill grate. This is actually from a company called Slow & Sear. They make really great products. This little wing lifts up just like this, and you're able to restock your coal basket right here if you start to get low on a long cook. Really handy. So this would be our cooking zone right here to get the internal temperature up to our desired temperature. And then this is our sear area right here. You don't need to use this fancy coal basket. You can just do it like this. Once your coals are nice and hot from the chimney, just bank them all over to one side. Put your grill grate back on, and you have that same type of 2-zone cooking right here. And yet again, lift the flap up and you can restock your coals right here. All right, so why would you do a 2-zone cooking or an indirect cooking setup? I tell you what, if you're a person that loves to do barbecues, but you throw back maybe a couple cervezas too many and you lose track of time, this really helps you out. It really helps you control your fire. So meaning any flare-ups or anything like that. For example, you're doing some burgers, right? A little bit higher fat content, so they're really, really juicy. Fat starts to render down. Well, if you have them right over your coals, which is great to do, but it gets crazy out of hand, all you have to do is just move your burgers away from the heat source and you are good to go. No more burned barbecue. You're gonna be the hero of the backyard. It's a super simple way of doing things, and I tell you what, it will completely change your grilling game. Now I'm gonna take this one step further. All right, so using the same super simple 2-zone cooking setup, you can turn your kettle right into a smoker just like this. You've got your coals banked up to one side, right? Everything's nice and lit. You have 2 different ways of doing this. You can put your wood chunks right over the top like that, and they're gonna kind of catch on fire and smolder a little bit. Or what I like to do is open up this flap right here, and over the hot coals, I put my wood chunks right there, close it back up. I put my proteins over here that I'm cooking. Then I throw my lid right back on top, and I have my vent on the opposing side of the heat source. So what happens now is those hot coals that have the wood chips on there start smoking those wood chips. The heat comes up, goes over the protein, and it exits out through the top vent right here. You always want to have that top vent on the opposing side of your heat source. And now you just turned your charcoal grill into a smoking machine, and it was that easy. Hey everybody, if you got value out of this video at all, please do me a huge favor. Like this video, comment what you got out of it. Did you get anything out of it? Are you a beginner? And did this help you out? And as always, it really helps me out if you subscribe to the channel. It helps me produce more valuable, flavorful content like this for you in the future. And if you did get value out of this video, you might like the next video. Episode 4, lid on or lid off? The beginner rule that changes everything. Until next time, this is Mr. Flavorsmith wishing you live a life of flavor.